Today we have Dr Estelle Gillingham with us, and Estelle works at the Sanctuary offering her therapies here, and one of which is karmic and past life MOT. And Estelle, that's really interesting. What does that involve, a karmic MOT and a past life MOT?
So it's something that grew out of doing extensive forensic healing work with people, and what I was finding is the clients that always seem to find their way to me as a forensic healer, the same things holding them back in life. And in forensic healing there's a number of healing pathways that you can go down, and there's physical and there's emotional and there's energetic. But the one that I seem to use again and again for the people that came to see me was the spiritual pathway.
Mm-hmm.
And my typical client, not exclusively but very often, seems to be someone that is very sensitive. Is often described as an old soul by people that know them and understand the spiritual path.
Yes.
And for reasons that defy any logic or rational explanation, they seem to be blocked from being able to achieve their full potential in life. They're so talented, they're so gifted, and yet they're not flourishing. So
they're having a sense of what it is that they need to do, or a sense of frustration that their life isn't taking the direction that it feels like it should.
Pain, frustration, and I'll be completely honest, often despair.
Despair even.
Because there is nothing worse, speaking from personal experience, than knowing you have a great deal to offer, and just for reasons you cannot work out, you feel like you're wrestling with something invisible that you don't understand, that keeps you trapped.
Chained.
It keeps you... Chained is a very interesting word.
Yeah.
In this context. It can keep you in relationships that you know are no good for you, and yet you don't seem to be able to release yourself from them. It can keep you in very, very strong patterns, thinking, behaviour-wise. You can become... for me, the definition of addiction is any kind of behaviour which you don't feel that you have a choice about.
Yeah, like a compulsive, like you know it's not good for you, but you keep on doing it. You keep on being stuck, and yet you won't or can't make those moves to take you out of the situation.
That's it. That's it. And it's as if the subconscious, despite all your very best efforts, and believe me, part of the sadness in people is that they are so motivated, and they are the kind of people that have tried to do anything and everything they can think of to help themselves, and yet they still can't get past this hurdle.
So it could be a physical condition as well, or is it
So there's various layers, as you know, to the different energetic bodies. So something that has a spiritual cause, it's an energy block, in the spiritual body, will work its way through the emotional and the mental, and eventually into the physical,
down to the physical
level, if it's left untreated. Very, very often the people who have energy tied up in past lifetimes, and they're bound over by so many contracts, promises, declarations and vows, that they cannot connect not only to their own energy, but most importantly for health and wellness, and for being able to flourish in life. Many of my clients have made vows which actually stop them from connecting to their divine nature, their own power.
So these are vows or contracts that they've made in previous lifetimes?
Very, very often, yeah.
So Estelle, what happens, because not everybody believes that they've had previous lives, so what happens if someone doesn't have that belief system?
That's a great question.
How do you explain what you're doing?
Great question. And I have to say, for me, coming from a background, I was a postdoctoral research fellow in chemistry, so to end up pursuing this as a career is the last thing that I either wanted or expected. And I have eased myself into this work by believing very strongly that past lives can be thought of as metaphors. So as long as we are giving a language to something that otherwise is very, very impossible, very, very difficult to explain, then it's a useful model for me.
So it doesn't matter whether there was really a past life or not. What's important is that that story that's come up somehow explains something that's going on in the psyche of the person that you're working with.
Excellent way of describing it.
And through accessing through that metaphor, whether it's really a past life or not, you have the channel in to bringing about some change in the energy body of the person.
Yeah, it is exactly that. It's about accessing the hard drive where we're encoded and imprinted with all our beliefs and energetic experiences, and finding some tool, some language, some process that enables us to exactly access the point where the energy is blocked. And then we release that energy, and then we can re-record something on the magnetic hard drive, which is our energy body and the subconscious mind, and have infinite potential flowing in people's lives again. Because what we do is we repeat the same story to ourselves at a subconscious level until we find a solution, until life is always trying to bring us the healing experience that we need, so that we can find the way to release the pain that's trapping us from moving forward.
So for somebody that feels a resonance with what you're saying and they would like to come to do the work with you, is there anything that they need to prepare or that they need to know? Or?
Absolutely nothing. Most of my clients are very, very strongly empathic, whether they realise it or not. If you're unhappy, struggling in any way, and if this resonates with you, that qualifies you to come, and that's all the research and preparation that you need. The other beautiful thing about working with the forensic healing protocol, although we focus on the spiritual side, is that it's a practice that envelops people in very safe healing energies. The client remains in control.
Very important, because where there's trauma, there's a feeling of having been out of control.
Absolutely.
So to create a situation where the client's in control means that you've created safety, and then it's possible for the healing to happen.
Absolutely. It's all about trust. We set up a mutual bond of trust throughout the healing session. I make myself vulnerable. I expose myself as a healer in ways that have taken me a lot of time to become comfortable with. And there's a very natural energy overlap of our heart fields. And once you've set up the healing energies at the start of the session, I always tell people those energies and the healing will keep flowing whatever we do. So I encourage people to stay absolutely in control and interrupt me as often as they need to. I'm also very, very keen on the experience being very based within the body.
Yes.
It has to be something. It's not about me proving that I'm a good healer. It's about people actually having
an embodied experience.
The embodied healing experience for themselves. You can't go wrong. Nothing you can do in a session will prevent the healing from happening. And also you don't have to come and dredge up the details of the events that happened, and you don't have to go through the pain of it again by describing it, because the forensic healing, the kinesiology will take us to the exact situation that caused your problem, and then the release process again is all about you being in control. and we can pace and we can moderate, and you can feel entirely safe throughout the whole process. So please don't let any of those reservations keep you from coming forward if you need help.
So if you do need help, just thank you so much, Estelle, for offering this, and it's just amazing that you've put this together. So if you would like to come and have a karmic MOT, past life MOT, then you can come and have a single session with Estelle, or you can book the karmic and past life MOT package, retreat package, which involves 8 hours work with Estelle, very focused work with Estelle in the supportive environment of Healing Waters, plus some massage and lunches and so on. So please just follow the link if you're interested, and we really welcome you to come here, because we are dedicated to both our own healing, which is really important, and to yours as well. So looking forward to seeing you. Goodbye. Thank you, Estelle.
Thank you very, very much for inviting me along.